Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have another 2022 NFL mock draft. However, this is a new little twist to it. This is during the Senior Bowl, so I think we're at day 2 right now. When this video comes out, day 3 is probably just finished. This video is going to include some quarterbacks dropping because of how they've played so far. For example, on the thumbnails you see right now, Kenny Pickett. I mean, it may have changed on day 3, but as I'm recording this, he had a fumble, was throwing wobbly passes. I'm not sure. As for Malik Willis, obviously with the weather, it's tricky for both quarterbacks. Malik Willis has shown a little bit more, but I'm going to get into that in the video. I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. At number 1 overall, the Jaguars are on the clock, and I've been taking QB1, tackle at NC State. I think he's a really, really good tackle. And Evan Neal could also go here. I've done that before, as I've said in other videos, and as you've probably seen in other videos if you watch my channel before. However, I think in this case I'm going Ekwonu just because if tackle 1 isn't exactly secured, I don't think number 1 overall pick is either for if a tackle goes. So, and I've heard also in the NFL that a lot of these teams are valuing Ikem Ekwonu higher than Evan Neal. Just something I heard. By the way, I made another new template. I said I was going to stick with the one I made last video, or whenever this comes out. Made like an orange one. I changed it already, and I like this one a lot better. I mean, it's kind of mixed, but I think I like this one, so let me know what you think about it in the comments. Number 2, I have Kayvon Thibodeau, edge out of Oregon, going to the Lions. This could obviously be Aiden Hutchinson. I've even seen people go safety at number 2, which just seems a little bit early, but maybe the most talented player. So if the Lions want safety, they could trade back. But yeah, I like this pick quite a bit. I think he's probably the best edge in the class for me, but a lot of people think it's Aiden Hutchinson, which is fine. Yeah, it's okay. He'll just drop back a little bit in this one, but yeah, I think it's deserving that Kayvon Thibodeau goes ahead of him as well. Then at number 3, I have the Texans taking Evan Neal, tackle at Alabama. I think the Lions could definitely take him too, but I think the Lions actually have a pretty decent line, so actually probably a top 10 line. It's just Goff can't get the ball out quickly. But yeah, I think Evan Neal's a sick player. He could obviously go number 1, number 2. I mean, he's probably top on a lot of people's boards, so having him go at number 3 seems like a no-brainer. I actually passed up on him at this spot last video, so I'm pointing that out in the comments. I've told him I've done it a lot of times in the past, but this one is for you. We're doing it in this video. And then the Jets are at number 4. I have them taking Aiden Hutchinson, edge out of Michigan. I think if one of the top 2 tackles comes here, you take the tackle, and if one of the top 2 edges comes here, you take the edge. So I don't know, but in my personal opinion, that's who I think they'll go with. So we're gonna do that. Now we move on to number 5 and the Giants. This is a really interesting pick always because top 2 edges and tackles are usually off the board. You might be forced into picking a tackle if you want to at any point in this draft because Panthers are next and they probably will take one. If not, maybe Tyler Linderbaum. So there's a lot you can do here, but in this spot I'm going to go Charles Cross, tackle out of Mississippi State. I think he's probably one of the better tackles in the entire draft, if not the best. I think probably Evan Neal's technically better and Ekwonu might be a little bit stronger, but I do really like Charles Cross. He's kind of a mix of both, and he's a hybrid. He can play inside as well. At number 6, I have the Panthers taking Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. He's just an awesome center prospect. Panthers need help inside, really on tackle as well, because Taylor Moton's contract is running out this year. He might even already be on a franchise tag, so taking the offensive lineman is definitely key. And here they're taking Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. He can play guard or center. He's just a really nice prospect, so that's who I have him going with. Next up, with the Giants, I'm taking Kyle Hamilton, safety, out of Notre Dame. So last video, I made a really bad mistake, and I kept sort of picking players, and I was choosing who I was going to give to each team. And I just kind of let Kyle Hamilton fall to, like, number 21, like, on accident. Like, I don't know what happened. I just sort of forgot about him every pick, and I realized, wait a minute, the best player in this class probably is available at 21, which would never happen, by the way, usually. But here I haven't taken it early. I've taken him early because I don't want that to happen again. So here he is at 7. I think that's a pretty successful draft for the Giants. Maybe it would be ideal to get an edge player in like Ojabo with super high potential, but I think it's a good draft for him. And speaking of Ojabo, here he goes off the board to Atlanta at number 8 overall. Just take a shot on a really high potential guy. Kyle Hamilton's off the board. You could go corner, could even go quarterback, but as I was saying at the beginning of the video, the sort of the value of quarterbacks has dropped off a decent bit. So I think I'd prefer David Ojabo now, or one of the corners. Obviously, Derek Stingley. In my opinion, Ahmad Gardner is probably the best corner in the class now. I'm not really sure. This could be a lot of things, but I'm just having to go with a high potential guy. And now at number 9, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting because I think the Broncos are a quarterback away. I haven't taken Matt Corral, quarterback at Ole Miss. It's just weird because all the quarterbacks, like, the Senior Bowl kind of killed Kenny Pickett, right? When they measured his hands finally, right? They're like 8-inch hands, which is for a quarterback is very, very small. And then, really any position. So, and then he had a fumble as well. I think it was on day 2. I mean, it didn't look too good for him. So he's probably gonna drop mid to late first round, maybe even second round. I think all of the quarterbacks really measured in smaller than expected. But obviously Matt Corral is not a senior, so he's not at the Senior Bowl. So his stock sort of hasn't really been affected. He's just sort of what you think he could be with a high potential or potential boomer bust feel to him. At number 10, I have the Jets selecting Treylon Burks, receiver out of Arkansas. They already took edge earlier with potentially the best player in the class at number 4. So great pick, great draft for him already. And then here you probably take one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the class. In my opinion, Treylon Burks is the best receiver because of his running and receiving sort of hybrid talent or versatility. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty interesting pick for the Jets as well because Derek Stingley's still on the board, Ahmad Gardner's on the board. You could go a lot of directions with this pick, but I went Treylon Burks this time. I have Malik Willis going to the Washington Commanders. New name, first pick in their history. And I think this gives a really good excuse to Ron Rivera to stay another year at Washington. Because if he has another bad year, his job might not be looking too good, right? With the short leash that coaches have these days, I think he could easily lose his job. So this gives him an excuse with a young quarterback that he can build on. Maybe gives him one free year, and then they really start to look at it again. But yeah, I think Malik Willis is super high potential quarterback. He's probably my QB1. I just have Matt Corral up there because of. I mean, really, I don't actually know. I just kind of put him up there this time. I don't know. Basically, you can draw quarterbacks out of a hat, but I just put him there for now. And then as we move to number 12, I have the Vikings selecting Ahmad Gardner, corner out of Cincinnati. Now here, obviously you might notice that Derek Stingley isn't the first corner off the board. I don't think he's necessarily CB1 anymore. I think that he has probably dropped a bit just because of how well Ahmad Gardner has played, how well Andrew Booth has played. Oh, well, Andrew Booth has kind of dropped off a bit as well. But, yeah, I think Ahmad Gardner is probably the best corner in the class. So I have him taken at number 12 here to the Vikings. And we move on to the Browns. A lot of people go receiver here. I'm not changing it. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Insane receiving talent with incredible hands, incredible route running. He's a little bit of a deep threat himself as well, so I think the Browns will definitely take a receiver. And then at 14, I have the Ravens selecting Derek Stingley, corner out of LSU. I've never let him really fall to 14 before, unless I did it in the last one. I don't actually remember. I don't think I did. I think I'm going to the Vikings. But yeah, Derek Stingley, this is the furthest I've ever let him fall to 14, but it's a sick fit. Like, it's a great fit for the Ravens to pick him up, so I think they'll gladly take him. And with all the injury problems they had, and Marcus Peters getting a little bit older, it would be great to have Marlon Humphrey and Derek Stingley as your cornerback duo for the future. And then we go to Eagles back-to-back. First, I haven't taken Jermaine Johnson, edge of the Florida State. Now, I've gotten a little bit of hate for him being taken at like 19 before. However, now those people have been silenced because his draft stock has shot up all the way to, potentially top 10 value. And I almost considered taking him with the Falcons pick. So how about that? Haha, I got it right. He is really good. Yeah, so I have Jermaine Johnson going here to the Eagles. And they follow that up with Andrew Booth, corner out of Clemson. So top 3 corners are gone. They're off the board. Yeah, I think they're really, really close all for CB1. And with 2 back-to-back picks where you can just stock up on great defensive players, why not? Then we go on to the Chargers. Now this pick is pretty interesting. I went Travon Walker. He's an edge player out of Georgia, obviously. His value has gone up a bit as well. Now this is an interesting pick because a lot of times I've gone with Jordan Davis, also out of Georgia, but he's more of like a 0-1 tech kind of guy, maybe 3 tech. And he, I think he's still probably the best fit, but I've done it so many times in a row that I decided that I'm gonna finally not do that. So I went with Travon Walker obviously instead. And I don't think it's too bad of a downgrade, if a downgrade at all. They have different strengths. Obviously, Jordan Davis is probably better at just stuffing the run, which the Chargers probably need more. So while Jordan Davis might be a better pick, I'm just trying to change stuff up sometimes. So if you've noticed, if you've watched any of my other videos, sometimes I pick something and I've just done it so many times I just have to change it. So before you comment something on a pick, you should maybe go check out some other videos and see if I've made it there, because I do like to change stuff up a ton, maybe even too much, if I'm being honest. It's just so weird because so many picks have been locked into place, or so obviously the whole league basically has been locked into place, so I just kind of pick the same guys every time. But yeah, I've talked about this guy for 2 minutes straight now. So, and barely any about the player, mostly just about the picking strategy. But yeah, Travon Walker's a sick player. He's really athletic off the edge. So he should help out the Chargers defense a lot and hopefully stop that run game. That always seems to be so crucial against them. As we move to 18, finally, after 2 minutes, maybe even more than that, I have Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh going to the Saints. I don't know if I just voice cracked there. I hope not. But we move. Anyway, dude, I voice cracked 3 words into my video last time. It was not good, man. I wish I could erase that moment from history. Not me cracking my voice cracking 3 seconds into the video, but it is what it is. That's why I commented on the video. Now we move, obviously to 18. So I have Kenny Pickett being taken. I think with his value dropping off a decent bit, I still think that a team could pick him up. If the Saints take him here at 18, which actually makes sense because Sean Payton is leaving, they might rebuild the team. And it looks like more than ever now that Jameson Williams is going to be going into free agency and not going to be Did I just say Jameson Williams? I meant Jameis Winston. I always say the opposite name every time. Jameis Winston. Yeah, he will be probably picked up. So that's something that could happen. And then we also have, some other potential for other things to happen. But anyway, here I went with Kenny Pickett. I think I just blacked out for a second, just started saying random gibberish. But I hope not, because it's going in the video. Kenny Pickett, yeah. Moving on to 19, I have Kenyon Green going to the Eagles out of Texas A&M. Great offensive lineman, can play anywhere on the line. You might be wondering why, because you think probably the Eagles have one of the better offensive lines in the entire league. That's true, but I think Brandon Brooks is his name, is retired. So, crucial part of that offensive line, and you can steal him from the Steelers. Steal him from the Steelers. Yeah, obviously with him retiring, it's a big problem, but I think they'll be able to make up for it with Kenyon Green, and he'll be one of the better offensive linemen in the league at some point. In my personal opinion, I think he's going to be really good. Next, because the Steelers got Kenyon Green stolen from them, I'm going to go with a new guy. I've never taken him in the first round before. Never even really mentioned him in a video before besides my team-specific mock draft. So if you guys want to check those out, you definitely can. Now, those are obviously team-specific. So I did a Bengals one, I did a Niners one, I did a Raiders version as well. Raiders one actually got quite popular, so if you could get those other videos up too, that would be great. So yeah, I'll put a little thing in the top right of your screen, it should appear. So yeah, I have never mentioned this guy before, but here it goes. We're going with Zion Johnson. He is, definitely one of the better seniors in the class. Interior offensive line out of Boston College. Could definitely be a beast in the league someday. And he has taken a massive risk. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my headset. But yeah, I mean, this could be a bit of a reach, but I don't think so. I think he's really, really good. And as I said, I sort of, I cut for a second, but as I said, he is a guard or interior offensive lineman, but he took a big risk at the Senior Bowl, which not a lot of people do, and he played center as well. So he took a shot at another position somewhere where he needed to improve his stock, and it paid off. He's been amazing there, and it was great in one-on-ones as well. Barely got beat, if at all. So that's great for him. As we move on to number 21, the Patriots, my team, all day. We got the Patriots sweatshirt on right now. Yes, sir. Don't click off, please. I'm not a bad Patriots fan. Don't worry. I support all teams. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so we got Patriots at 21. I haven't taken Jameson Williams, receiver out of Alabama. We have sort of the fake Alabama connection with Mac Jones and Jameson Williams because obviously they never played together. Jameson Williams being a transfer from Ohio State this year. But I think it will help Mac a lot. Just give him a big, deep threat that not a lot of teams in the league have. Maybe it's Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Nicole Hardman. Wow, the Chiefs have two. Of course they do. They're the Chiefs. I guess you could count Jamar Chase, Deshaun Jackson. There's not a ton in the league, though. So it would be big to get one of those. Maybe Scotty Miller, maybe. It's kind of weird to say that, but he's actually pretty fast. I don't know. But yeah, you get a rare deep threat in this league, and he'd be an amazing player. So hopefully wearing number 1 and replacing N'Keal Harry, because we need somebody good to rock the number 1. No offense, N'Keal, but kinda. Anyway, moving on, number 22, the Raiders. Certain somebody hasn't come off the board yet. Will here, Jordan Davis, IDL out of Georgia. 0 tech, 3 tech, 1 tech, whatever you want to call it. He plays more on the inside. If you see him, he's huge. He's like 300 some pounds. 6'6", I want to say, or something like that. He's a big dude. He just sort of sprints through people. Like, he's pretty fast, actually, in the backfield, getting to the running back for a tackle for a loss or anything like that. And unlike DeMarvin Leal, the other interior defensive line top prospect in this draft, maybe Devontae Wyatt even. I think I put him in my last mock. But this guy is just a big dude. Like, he'll sprint at you, and it's terrifying. Like, I'd run in the opposite direction. Moving on to Trent McDuffie, corner out of Washington, going to the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good pick for him. Just build that young, striding defense and hope to maintain a good season next year, because they always sort of get a good start and then kind of bottle it. Now, with Trent McDuffie off the board, it means we have to do something different with the Cowboys. So I have him going just Daxton Hill, safety out of Michigan. Pretty good player. I don't think the situation is ideal for the Cowboys. You could go edge if DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't come back, but that's what I have him going with right now. Moving on to the Bills. Got George Karlaftis, edge out of Purdue, going at number 25. I let him slip a bit here. I've let him slip in the past one too, because I don't know. He just, there's something about it. Like, in my first mock draft, I think I took him at number 3 overall, and now he's at 25. So that's kind of all I need to say. Titans, but he's also still like great for number 25. By the way, like, I think his value is probably from 10 to 15, maybe top 10. I don't know, but I have the Titans taking Kobe Dean out of Georgia, just a heat-seeking missile. That linebacker, freaky athletic as well. Bit smaller for the position at 6 foot, but should definitely still have no problem tackling and everything like that. Bucks probably put into another position where they have to draft a quarterback now. I have them going Carson Strong. Quarterback out of Nevada is pretty good. Yeah, I think he's really good, and I think he's kind of similar to Tom Brady in a way. Not saying he will be that, but he plays in the most pro-style offense probably in the entire college football with Nevada, so at least out of all the quarterbacks. So I think this is a decent pick for the Bucks, and hopefully he'll build their future, which I don't know if it's looking too bright. I'm gonna be real. Next up, we got the Packers. I'm taking Trevor Penning, tackle out of Northern Iowa. This is going to make something for the Bengals a little bit harder because the majority of offensive linemen are off the board now. So it's going to get a little awkward for him, but here he goes. Off the board to the Packers. Oh, I just got to stretch, man. Holy cow. All right. Yeah, so I think to protect Jordan Love is going to be a big priority. As Aaron Rodgers, probably Devontae Adams are both leaving, so we got to build on that future. I don't know if Jordan Love is the future, but got to start with something, right? Sorry about that. The Dolphins are up next at number 29. I'm taking Chris Olave, receiver out of Ohio State. I let him slip a bit in this draft, but he's just a sick deep threat. Really good hands, really good route running, really good deep threat, great speed. He's just an amazing guy finding the right path as well on option routes. So I think this will be an amazing pick for the Dolphins. I have Marvin Leal going to the Chiefs. Bit of a weird one. I've never done this before, but I'll explain it and it will make sense, I think. So they kind of need edge because Melvin Ingram is probably going to be leaving. And really, like, Shark Clark or whatever his name is, right? He's not been that great off the right side. To say the least. I mean, he's probably going to get cut, I'm going to be honest. So DeMarvin Leal can just help. He can play anywhere on the defensive line, really. Probably 3 tech, 5 tech, maybe even a 9 tech. He can play anywhere. He's really fit and physical. Did put on a little bit of weight. And his system in... Oh, no. He's out of Texas A&M, by the way. I just realized that because I was going to say out of Texas A&M. I had somebody else going here, and then I changed it last second, so he is out of Texas A&M, not Georgia. So I'm going to fix that real quick. So there we go, much better. Out of Texas A&M. I think he's really, really good. I was going to say that his role sort of decreased. Ooh, the mic's moving. Decreased a little bit and was put into a worse position to succeed at Texas A&M. So that's how I caught it, by the way, the school. But yeah, there we go. And the next up, this is a weird one, and I don't like it, so I'm going to try to do it as quick as possible. But I haven't taken Daniel FAALELE, the Bengals, because they could take a shot at Bernard Ryman. I've been saying it wrong, by the way. It's not Raymond, it's Ryman. But I haven't liked him at the Senior Bowl at all. I've liked FAALELE a little bit more, so I'm going to take FAALELE, but I don't like it either. I just wish there was somebody else here. Why did I have to mess this up? No! But yeah, I don't really particularly like FAALELE, but I think he's had some great reps, to be fair to him, so I'll take it. And then this one's for you, John Campler. We got Devin Lloyd, linebacker at Utah, going to the Lions at pick number 32 to close out this draft. So, yeah, there we go. Not much to talk about really with this Lions one. Just kind of need a linebacker. Actually, really need a linebacker. And Devin Lloyd's probably the best one in this class. So, I think that's a great pick for him. And there we go. That will be the mock. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right there. Click it. Click it. I don't particularly care, but it would be great if you could. So you could turn on this notification bell so you know when I upload, and if you could like all the videos, like this video, that would be great. Thanks so much for all the support I've been getting recently. I'm 1 away, maybe 2 away from 50 subscribers, and in my last video I was talking about hoping to hit 40, so that would be great if you could help me out and hit 50 subscribers. If you could hit the subscribe button, it would mean the world. And until next time, see you later.